Right, so I'm going to make this a really quick intro. I've been planning to make a guitar for a little while now. I was always going to make some videos of it. It's going to be basically an SG Junior type guitar. I've been aware of the Great Guitar Build-Off for a while now. I've only just become aware of the unofficial competition around it. And I thought, well, why not? I'm making the guitar, I'm making the videos, so why not just put the whole thing together and enter the competition. As it stands, I've got 6 weeks before the deadline. So I've got 6 weeks to build the guitar, make the videos. So it's really tight, so I'm not going to hang around. So in this first episode, what I'm going to be doing is the starting point of any guitar build for me is going to make myself a set of templates. I've got a couple of copies of the plan. I've got one on the wall and I've got another one that I'm going to cut up and make the templates out of. So templates are going to be built out of 1/2 inch MDF. Got my plans here. My last build was a Les Paul Junior, so I can use a few of the templates from that on this build, but I'm going to have to do a template for the body, for the neck, for the headstock, for the scratch plate, control cavity, truss rod cover. Okay, with that all cut out, now it's just a case of sticking them down, cutting them out. Okay, so I'm just going to rough these out with a jigsaw before taking them to the bandsaw to cut them out properly. Okay, so with the templates roughly cut to shape, I'll now mask on, get them onto the disc sander. Okay, so now we've done the disc sanding, we'll move it onto the oscillating bobbin sander to get the bits that we couldn't get with the disc. Okay, so probably need to do a little bit more of a clean up around these edges just to get the templates really nice. But I need to move on now and start getting the timber ready for the actual body itself. And what I've got for the guitar is a great big lump of what looks to be mahogany or sapele. It's been used. It was part of a door frame. It's got hinges and everything. Okay. Don't know much about the timber. I rescued it from going in a skip a few years ago, but it's good and solid and heavy and looks nice. But as we can see, it's got some imperfections. It's had holes drilled through it, it's had hinges chopped out of it. So I'm going to paint this guitar just to hide any holes or bodges that might be under there. Okay, so first off, need to get this cut down to size. So there we have the 3 pieces of wood that will make up the body blank. Plenty of wood there to work with. Now the plan's telling me that the body is 35 millimeters thick. Okay. This wood is actually 37 millimeters thick. So I'm going to run it through the thicknesser now, just to get rid of this lip. If you can see that, there's a lip there that formed part of the door casing. I'm just going to thickness that off, and then we'll look at jointing the sides and getting this glued up. Right, fire up my trusty thicknesser and get this down to size. Okay, so I've run that through the thicknesser. And that's at about 36 mil. For me, that's fine. I'm going to lose a little bit when I finish it and sand it. I don't mind an SG being slightly thicker than the plan. They tend to be a little bit neck heavy, so a little bit more beef in the body is not going to be a problem for me. Okay, I've thicknessed it. I've run both sides through just to clean it up. I'm pretty confident this is sapele. I've made plenty of guitars out of sapele and it is nice timber. Okay, so what I need to do now is just have a look at my wood and see which bits are going to be best for wear. Then there is a chance that I might be able to lose some of these really bad nasty bits in pickup routes, neck pockets and stuff like that. So we'll just have a look at the template and see what we can do. So immediately looking at this piece, I don't know if you can see, there's a big hole right at the front there. If I use this as the centre, that will be in the neck pocket, so we'll lose that. And these 3 little screw holes, one will be in the pickup route and the other 2 will be under the scratch plate. So even though it's going to be plugged and painted, they will be in areas that you won't see anyway. So for me, that's the ideal choice for the centre block. This piece hasn't got any damage at all, so it doesn't really matter where that goes. And this third piece has got the 3 screw holes and a big hole there. Now looking at it, it doesn't really matter where I put it, they're going to be in areas that you will see. However, if I put that on the back, it's going to be an area that you'll see less. Normally I'd be looking at grain orientation, but in this one obviously it's painted, it doesn't matter. Okay, so I'm going to mark those up and then I'm going to true the edges up with a hand plane and we'll get to gluing it up. Okay, so 10 minutes with the hand plane. We've got those all cleaned up and we've got those joints pretty good. I've held them up to the light. You can't see any daylight through them, which is always a really, really good sign. So the next step is to get these 3 glued up. Glue up, just going to use good old Type Bond 2. Does the job for me. Okay, so a couple of things about the glue up. You don't need loads and loads of glue. Just as long as you've got good coverage and you get equal squeeze out all along the joint, you'll be fine. You quite often see people putting tons of glue on and then just it all squeezes out and they end up wiping it up. But all it does is it costs you money in glue. So you don't need that. Second thing is, you can see I've got 2 clamps on the bottom, 1 clamp on the top. And what this will do, it will even out the pressure and it will maintain a straight glue up. So hopefully we'll just have to have a quick skim over with a plane when this is dried and we'll have a nice flat surface to work from. So we've got the body glued up. I'm going to start working on the neck next. So I'm going to take what's left of the timber, thickness it down, get rid of this lip, and then start prepping it up to make the neck blank. So I'm prepping up the neck blank. I've got it planed up on both faces. It's come up really nicely. However, it's not thick enough. You can see that. I'm not going to go to all the trouble of putting a scarf joint into this. All I'm going to do is I'm going to glue a block on at the end, and that will give me the thickness I need to actually get the headstock angle out of this. So once again, out with the trusty tight bond. Okay, so we'll just go through what we've managed to achieve today. We've got the neck blank in glue, so hopefully tomorrow we should be able to crack on with that. We've got the body blank also glued up. And we've got our templates cut and ready to go. Hope you found this helpful, and if you are thinking about building guitars, hopefully you'll see that it is possible in a small workshop with not very many tools. I have used quite a few machines in this build, but my first few guitars were made with nothing more complicated than a jigsaw and some sanding blocks and a router. So don't think you need loads and loads of equipment before you can even make a start. It's not the case. Right, I hope you've enjoyed this. I'm off to go and edit it. We'll see you on the next one. Thanks for watching. Bye bye.